for inviting me along this. I think this is great. It's fantastic, and I think the way this is done, it's been done in 3 parts. And I'm just going to talk quickly about the 3 parts, and then is it Kyle you call the young lad that's going to lay the wreath? Is it? Luke. Sorry, Luke. Wherever he is, can't see him. He's gone. Yeah. Right, Luke. Sorry about that. And Luke's going to lay the wreath. So I'm just going to talk quickly about this. I think what I want to start off with is the 36 Ulster Division. Everybody will know that this is the 100th year of the Ulster Volunteer Force, which was formed in January this year, 100 years ago. And all of those volunteers came together to actually fight against home rule. They probably didn't think that they were going to die in foreign fields fighting against Nazism, but they did. In terms of the 36 Ulster Division, I just want to say a bit locally here, because it's important to understand that here locally, the Ulster Volunteers 100 years ago actually trained here, and 100 years, next April, whenever the guns come off of Clyde Valley, the guns were stockpiled in this area, some of those guns. So it's important to actually have some sort of connection and understand that. So I suppose in many ways some of the people who've done the research around this has actually thought this was worthwhile. So we'll move on to the second part, and obviously not just people from this area who died in the First World War and others who died in the Second World War. We also had people who died during the conflict with violent nationalism, who were bombing and shooting people in these areas. This area paid lots of big sacrifices. A lot of people around here died because they were involved in security services, but other people died as well who carried out other fights. Not far from here there was a woman who had 2 sons who were in the RUC, who were both murdered by the IRA. So that shows you the extent of the attacks that happened around here and people that died. I think what we also need to remember is that quite a lot of people around this area and in Orangefield are still suffering from this and can still remember their loved ones being murdered. I always find that when I come to these things, and even in Portadown last night, you know, we do this once or twice or maybe 3 times a year. Those people have to live with it every day. They've lost their loved ones, and I think we need to always remember that. So going to the top, I don't think I can say much about this, but what I want to do is that I want to thank all of those people who were involved in the flag protest around here. I know that you stood out here on cold nights against the trailing down of the flag at the City Hall, and I know that people from the area still continue to attend the City Hall on a weekly basis. And I think this says more than I could ever say about the flag. But we all know what the flag protest did. I think it has wakened up a sleeping giant, and I think that the unionist community now need to realise what it is we need to do. The fight against republicanism isn't over. Republicanism is now in the shape of our government, and I think we need to actually challenge that, we need to challenge them. I think one of the things that we need to remember is that we have our rights. Our rights is that we're British citizens, we live in the United Kingdom, and we need to actually uphold all of that. And that's what we need to do. I'll just say, I said in Portadown last night about 100 years of the UVF. What happened 100 years ago was that politics run out and people had to actually resort to war. I think we're in the opposite position. I think the war is over and we need to adapt. As British citizens, we need to realise that we need to use politics so that it works for us and works against Republicans. That's all I'm going to say. All I want to say is just to thank the organisers for inviting me, and also to say that this is a real tribute to all 3 things. To the 36 Ulster Division.
Bye.